We're back. It's game 2. Shakurus Plateau, my favourite map. It was my favourite map until they took my rocks away. Now I hate this map. I hate it because it represents them taking stuff away from me. What do you think of these revisions, T?
Well, the revisions were interesting. They sort of put this low ground area here, which sort of makes tank drops really, really effective early game against Zerg.
You mean here next to the main base?
Yeah, because you can't knock down those back rocks and protect yourself.
Oh, okay. So you know the reason they took out those rocks is because Zergs complained that you were able to bust them down as Terran and push with tanks. And so now you're saying that you want the rocks back.
Well, now it's sort of a matter of they can just siege up on the low ground and take out various things and then elevator drop.
Great.
Which is also annoying.
Unbelievable, man.
Hey,
They take the rocks out just for these whiny Zergs, and then you're just like, I wish there was rocks there.
Never complain about the rocks.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, well, I'm a Zerg, so we don't really
Zergs
stop.
never cease to amaze me, the amount they can whine. They're like farmers.
Yes, we do complain a lot.
When it's dry, it's a drought, and when it rains, the rain ruined your crops or something.
Exactly.
Hatchery is going down now first, right on 15. No.
15 on 14.
14. That is early, baby. Oh, no, it did get up to 15. That's what I was anticipating. It did flash 15 for just a split second. So it's a 15 hatch. Suck it.
So you normally want a 14 hatch against a Charon.
Really? Seems just too soon to me.
Well, only because if they 2-racks, the creep starts spreading a bit earlier, so they can't put them as close to your hatch.
And we do have 2 barracks here from Friendly Bus, so it's going to be a more standard game, but a gas steal.
It cancels the racks.
What?
It cancelled the second racks.
Is that an error? Or is it a little piece of gamesmanship? Who knows?
Oh, no,
Friendly
he
Bus
wanted his
knows.
orbital down, so he cancels so we get the orbital.
Oh wow, and now he's back to it. So, no, it's a blunder. Yep.
It's not wonderful.
Thought it was going to be some clever trick. He's going to get this Marine to kill the extractor, and then he'll be able to get some gas. But essentially, Marcus has ruled out a couple of things with that gas steal, especially Banchalanches.
A 2-port Banshee. And he's only got one guy in gas, Marcus, so I don't know if that's his plan.
It's a clever build, mate.
Just get speed a little bit late, get more drones going on.
The late Zergling speed build. Drones are going to transfer now. SCV is chilling out, so Friendly Bus is going to be worrying about a bunker maybe. But, in fact, he doesn't have to worry just for the moment. His gas extractor is going to go down pretty quick now. Although, no, yes, finally he's making another Marine, and he's getting stim pack real quick. And a third barracks.
Sorry, I interrupted you there. It's an early stim from Friendly Bus. This is before the stim got increased, is it?
Yes, it is, I think. No, it's after the stim got increased. It's 170. It's before Warp Gate got increased.
Okay.
But it is a really, really quick stim, and he is getting an eBay there behind the really odd eBay depot placements there.
Yeah, it's sort of stretching you a bit. If meters come in there, you can only get just a 1 turret on the side.
Like, it really looks like it's some kind of clever placement, you know? It's like, it looks like a wall in, but actually it's not doing anything at all.
Yes.
I was like, oh, what's the purpose of that? Some cool thing. No, nothing at all. Great.
I think we're going to see a quick +1 out of Friendly Bus here. He's got 3 racks going down. 3 racks and a factory.
This is a curious build. He is getting a lot of production. And a reactor on one of them barracks.
See, one thing about Friendly Bus, he gets a lot of production, but he
can't support it?
Never has too much money, so I guess that's his plan. Get too much production so that you've always spent all your money.
Now, I must say that in that last game, where we saw this production, you know, glut, I don't think that was characteristic of his play. But we're seeing it again, so could this be nerves here in the biggest game of his career? I mean, he hasn't been in the semi-finals of a tournament of this magnitude. None of us have.
That's true. It's true. It's a pretty epic game as well, because, you know, going on to the finals, scary.
The finals to face you. What an honor.
Yep. It's going pure marine at the moment.
Yeah, he is. Stim is done, and he is getting a starport. So, some kind of marine medevac. Gonna try some early drops. I got killed by some very fast drops. I am, of course, not a Zerg player. But if someone hits you with medevacs before you expect them, and they have stim pack as well, then you can very easily sometimes say goodbye to a lot of workers.
Yeah, that's never fun in the early game for
A
Zerg.
little worker funeral.
He's going to switch that reactor onto the starport.
All his Union buddies are there.
Stim is done, so I'm surprised he hasn't, tried to...
I think he's really waiting for these medevacs, and that +1 weapons is nearly done too. Lair morphing now for Marcos, and we can see he's getting a serious creep. Really good start with the creep spread.
I think Friendly was taking a bit too long to attack here. Marcus on 2 base.
It's like I said, I think he's really waiting for these 2 medevacs, and he's going to do a big drop.
Yeah, probably going to wait for that combat shield as well, I would imagine.
Well, yeah, otherwise he wouldn't get it, I guess. This is almost
Getting a
all
bit
in.
late. The economy of the Zerg is going to kick in.
Yeah, it's kicked in, man. He's got 1,400 minerals just sitting there.
Yeah,
He's about to start mining gas. And there's a Spire on the way as Terrence drops out. And no, it's not a Spire, it's 3 Spore Crawlers. Spire is somewhere else. Spire's there, back there in the main. So he's anticipating Banshees, I suppose, at this rate. I don't know why, he did gas still, but he hasn't really seen any indication that there is air coming, but it is mass Spore Crawler. It is in fact massive Spore Crawler overkill. 6 Spore Crawlers being made for Marcus.
He did see the drop on his map. So he's bringing his queens over.
Aha. Here it comes, but too many Spore Crawlers, I think. This drop is actually going to survive as he stims, kills all the Zerglings, now kills the queen, will get the other queen. The medevacs will have to back off, but the Marines... oh no, one goes down, that's pretty bad. He could have survived. And now he could get the Spire here, or the spawning pool, either one will do. And he's going to target down the Spire, and I think he is going to get it with a stim, and it goes down, but these Marines are now stranded, and 1 billion trillion Zerglings are going to clean them up.
Yeah, I think he should have gone for drones there, honestly. He's so behind on economy that he really needs to do some economic damage with that drop.
I don't think he's that far behind. I think he's got plenty of time to get this second base up, mule up, and it's still only 2 bases for the Zerg, and he's got 9 more harvesters and the extra base, but that's going to change pretty quick. I think getting the Spire is a good call. I think getting the spawning pool might have even been a better call. But these Zerglings are just going to come in and all die. Oh, I find it so hard to judge battles between Zerglings and Marines.
Yeah, Stim Marines with medevacs there do really well in that sort of
Yeah, they survive for so long. But it's when the Zergling dies, he leaves that blood patch, and so you can't really see when they're gone. It still looks like the Marines have been surrounded, you see.
So absolutely got on the high settings. Gotta turn it down to low.
Yeah, I've got to turn, but I can't for the the videos, man. The kids, they want high def, and they want like ultra settings. Checking out this third base, but seeing nada. There is nothing there.
It's a nice play actually. Check out the third base because if he dropped it, could do some serious damage.
Yeah, so he's getting both scouting and a threat. It's good. And now if he goes low ground Marines here and uses the medevacs for vision, he could kill some Zerglings. He's got to worry. This overkill of Spore Crawlers may turn out to just be kill.
Yeah, well, I don't know why he got so many Spore Crawlers.
He's just freaking out, man. He doesn't like drops, and it's working well as a deterrent. But here they come.
Didn't scout the starports though.
Oof. Yeah, you're right. I mean, or he saw like a pair of medevacs and just freaked out and built 6 Spore Crawlers. Probably he had a lot of money. He's had a lot of money the whole game long, as I just had a weird spasm.
Yeah, so he's probably going to try and pump out, I guess, 10 Mutalisks at once, I'd say.
Well, yeah. Either it's a plan to get a bunch of mutas. He's getting Baneling speed now, though, and some Banelings are morphing, so it looks like he's going to try and use Banelings to work out these Marines. And he's not actually going to see any tanks, so there's not really that much use for Mutalisks except to kill those dropships.
Yeah,
So he could really stick to Lings and Banelings and be happy, but he is getting +1 flyer attack. And 5 mutas on the way.
Bus is dropping on the low ground here. I don't know why he's just sort of chilling there.
He's macroing, I guess. He's getting a couple of bunkers at the front. He's decided he's going to macro up real hard.
Marcus going to take his third now.
Marcus just poking. Oh, he's going to lift up these Marines now. And is he going to drop? Far out. This is just
Yeah, so
so
just try-
tense. Yeah, and he is dropping now in the main. In one of those curious quirks of language. To elevate became the object, the elevator. And now we elevator our Marines up.
Going to clean up that drop pretty handily.
Yeah, and the mutas are going to get the drop ships for free, which is really nice. Marines working their way through those bunkers in a fairly ungainly fashion. Come on, guys, orderly fashion.
Macro hatch going down. And a third for Mark.
Going heavy lings, I think. He is building 16 Zerglings and 3 Mutalisks, so he is going for this Muta-Ling Baneling, as it's called, because you get Mutas and you get Lings and you get Banelings, so I think it's well named.
Yeah. It's a very volatile kind of...
Yeah, one mistake and you can die, but there are no tanks, so the Banelings are, you know, going to do really well.
Do well, and unless you've got really good sort of Marine splitting ability, I don't think the Marine's going to be able to take those Banelings very well.
Note that the harvester count is even, and a third command center is being built for the friendly bus. As I prepare to sneeze. Oh my goodness. Oh no, it's going to go away. Oh, what a nightmare. The Mutalisk, which is now an absolute freaking flock. A host of Mutalisks.
Friendly bus is getting an armory up now, just hopefully get some Thors out.
These Marines checking out this third base. What they don't see is that there is already a third and now a fourth going up for Marcus. They're going to kill this Overlord. Overlord speed is done, but he is not fast enough. And now these Marines are dead. A couple of Banelings exploding that probably didn't need to, but the Mutas are going to go into the main now, into the natural rather. There are turrets, but no turret can match this serious ball. But here come the Stim Marines, and they do drive them away.
What a flock of Mutas. I think he could have been doing more with them a little bit earlier.
Yeah, you're right. I think he waited until he saw friendly bus attack at the front with that little group of Marines and thought, now's my chance. But actually there was plenty of Marines in the front. I think what he was hoping for was a big battle, and then put the Mutas in while the battle's going on.
Yeah, distract him. Well, Marcus dropped at the bottom left of... sorry. Friendly bus dropped Marcus when those Mutas went in. But that was cleaned up pretty quickly.
Cool.
So pretty good multitasking from both these players, I think.
Yeah, they're both very skilled players. That's how you don't... I mean, you don't get to the semi-finals of the Subiaco StarCraft 2 League without having good multitasking.
That's true. Definitely true. I would know.
The command center does land, and he is going to go for an orbital, so no planetary. Planetary fortress would be quite, you know, let's say prudent. And these Lings are going to see what's up, and they're in fact just going to kill it. Well, they're going to force the lift. And the Mutas can maybe come in and clean it up, as these empty medevacs threaten. And it just goes down, so he didn't even lift. Bit of a blunder. And now this Congo line...
Got to cancel it first and then lift off. So it's kind of a bit tricky to do.
Yes, he probably just hit, what is it, R for lift? Or
Yeah.
L?
Oh, he's grid, man, so
Grid.
it'd be B.
You're a chump.
Grid is the best.
No, it isn't.
It's a shame that third went down. I still think, yeah, it should have been a planetary anyway.
But well, it's dead. It is dead.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have got to be a planetary, you know. It never had a chance to become a planetary fortress.
But yeah, that's the thing with this. When you're taking a third as Terran, you've got the less mobile army. You've really got to protect that third and get some static defense at it.
It's a tough thing to get up, especially with the planetary. If you can get it up, though, it becomes very strong, as this flock of Mutas has now reached 21.
So they're just
25 Mutas on the map, but just 21 in that gang, which is now going to move into the Nat. And the turrets have not been rebuilt yet, and there's going to be mass SCV killage, but here comes a Thor. And the Thor just wandering over does provide sufficient threat to get rid of him, but the Marines and Medevacs are now going to push.
I think you should
And the Banelings are going to kill him, and he just GG's. The Banelings
Yeah.
destroyed him so badly.
Supply was just
Supplies 150 to 88. The army, we could see, he's got 1 Thor and 3 Marines to 25 Mutalisks, 13 Banelings, and 48 Zerglings. So, this is about the moment when Idra would GG.
Yeah.
If Friendly Boss maybe had just waited a minute, Marcus would have done the same. But, that's it, folks. The grand final is set. It is going to be a Zerg versus Zerg. It is going to be a best of 3, and it's going to be Marcus versus yourself. What are your thoughts, T?
Well, see, I was a bit worried because Marcus did beat me in the first round, and I don't like Zerg vs Zerg. But after watching these games, I feel like he's a macro player. I don't have to worry about getting 6 pulled or 8 pulled.
I do must warn you. Marcus' style in ZVZ is considerably different because he has a lot of negative thoughts about the matchup. So I think you might find that he's less macro oriented in Zerg vs Zerg than he is in these games.
Okay.
But we'll see, won't we? Ooh.
Well, that'll be good to know for the next SSL as well. Some inside information for me.
Well, you got to play the final first. Come on, man, don't get ahead of yourself.
It's true. Should be an interesting game, or set of games, I should say.
I'm very, very excited. So, what is your prediction for the score?
The score.
Are you going to win?
I can't say I'm that confident.
Just
Really?
say it, man. 2-0.
No, not 2-0.
Oh. Anyway, thanks very, very much for being with us here on Barotos TV. T,
Thanks
one
for
of our
having-
finalists for the SSL, who is a lot better at StarCraft than he is at talking into a mic because he is spazzing out really badly now.
My bad, Brian.
Okay, thank you. Hey man, it's easy for me. I'm on the host computer, so it's really easy for me to have decent sound quality. You've done a great job and you've been a great sport coming here. Thanks very much. And
Yeah,
we're going
thanks a
to
lot.
peace out. Whoa.
Thanks a lot for having me on the show.
Any shout outs you want to give? Shout out to your best
Yeah.
friend Brotos.
Yeah, no, it's a good guy. It's a good guy, that Protoss. No real shout outs. Just shout hey.
Okay, SSL2 is coming, but first we've got to get the SSL Grand Final Zerg vs Zerg, Marcus versus T. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited I actually just wet myself.